What's up, guys? Welcome back into the Millennial Profit. My name's Adam and I'm a full-time reseller. Today's video, you're going to want to get a pen and paper out. Whether you're brand new into reselling, haven't even started reselling, you're kind of in the middle phase where you're selling stuff but not consistently. Today I'm going to tell you how to get from different phases and how to scale up your business. So I've broken it down into 3 phases. Phase 1, the hobby stage. Phase 2, full side hustle phase. And the final phase, full-time reseller. So I've got different people I'm going to interview from each phase to give you guys insights on how they got there, how they plan to scale up their business, and I'll tell you from my personal experience of how I scaled my business up from nothing to something. So if you want to get into the e-commerce game, or you want to step up your game in the e-commerce game, which is an 11% growing industry every single year, let's dive in. All right, so first let's look at some numbers. So the median income for Americans is $31,000 a year. That's $85 a day working a real job. And as you saw in the title, $274 a day, that's 6 figures, that's $100,000. And imagine what you could do not working 9 to 5, just doing reselling and everything like that. I'm not telling you to quit your job and dive full into this. I'm gonna give you a step-by-step plan if you do wanna do that, of how to start from hobby, go to side hustle, go to full-time job. Now, like I said, e-commerce is an extremely growing industry. Demand is outweighing supply like crazy, and it's only gonna continue to grow, like I said, 11% every single year. The way to do this and get in this game, you gotta start small. You can't dive straight in, and you just gotta keep scaling up. Like I said in the video in the past, I started with $50 and I worked my way up. You just keep doubling that money, and before you know it, you've got a full-time business going. You just got to keep scaling up, double your money, finding good inventory. So a little bit on me before I dive into the hobby phase. I went full-time at this after college 2 years ago. A lot of people told me I was crazy for doing this, that I should just get a real job. Everyone else in my class at Ohio State was literally getting real jobs out of college. And I'm like, you know what? I've been going side hustle at this the whole time while I'm in college. Let's give it a go. And 2 years ago, my first year, I did about probably $70,000 in sales. And last year I did 6 figures. And this year I'm on pace to do 6 figures in profit. So that's a little bit on me. So phase 1, hobby phase, like I like to call it. This was me in high school. Obviously, I was focused on high school and all my sports and everything. But basically in this phase, you're just getting started on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace. I would focus on eBay at first. Those other ones don't have as big of customer bases. So focus on eBay, and then once you're in the game, you'll start to understand what things sell well on eBay, what don't, what might sell better on Poshmark or Mercari. Marketplace is a growing platform, so I would definitely suggest also looking into that one. But again, start with eBay. Then I would say go to Facebook Marketplace and then other platforms. A lot of people think you can just buy something and list it for whatever you want. That's not the case. You got to do research. Research is such key in this game. So this first phase is very important, that you start to learn what you can buy things for, how much, and the profit margins that you're making on it. Keep track of all that. That way you understand what is worth it and what's not. And when you get something and see that it's selling, if the trending price is at $35, don't just think you can list at $40, especially with a smaller account. When you're first starting out, list the stuff at the trending price or just below it, $1 or even 5 cents below the nearest person, and you will start to see some sales. First, before you actually buy anything to resell, look around your house. That's how I started. I sold all my old clothes, some old phones, old computers, any electronics, anything. There's so much around your house that you don't use anymore. You could definitely start building your feedback on eBay with all your old things around the house. Build some capital up, and then you take that and you go to great starting out places for finding inventory. Goodwill, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington, Ross Dress for Less, any thrift stores. A lot of people just do thrifting in this game. I do a lot of retail arbitrage as well, which is going to retail stores like the ones I just listed and finding things and selling them for more. But yeah, the Goodwill outlet or just a flat out Goodwill or Salvation Army, any of those, you can find really good stuff there, really cheap, so you don't have to spend a ton. Maybe that's the route to go when you're first starting out, is finding good stuff at the thrift stores, because I've made a lot of money there too. That's not my focus, but there is tons of money in that market. And like I said, start small. If you only have $50, take that $50, go to a thrift shop, find stuff that you can double it on, turn it into $100. Then you got that $100, maybe go to Marshall's, buy a couple hats, some shirts, double that, $200. My friend Trent, who I'm about to show you an interview with, he started in December. It's currently the end of March, and he's done almost $2,500 this year, and he literally just started the end of December. It's been 3 months. If he keeps this up, he's averaging like $20 profit a day, but he's scaling up pretty fast. He's on pace right now for about $10,000 in sales this year. If I were to bet, I would say he's going to do between 20 and 30,000 because he truly enjoys this and he's really good at finding inventory. He likes a lot of the Burlington, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, those type of stores as well. So let's dive right in there and see what Trent has to say for you guys.
Hi, this is Trent. How I got into reselling was actually through my friend Austin, who knew Adam, and we went shopping one day to find some stuff to resell on eBay. And in order for my account to be credible or reputable or for people to buy stuff, Austin and Adam at lunch actually bought a fork and a spoon for me, so that I got 100% feedback and was able to make my store a credible account so that people would trust me. So when I sold the fork and the spoon, it made me have 100% feedback, which when buyers are looking, that is one thing that they look at to make sure that the item that they're buying is what they're going to get in return. That really helped start my account grow from 0 sales to 2, and I actually sold a hat that day, which was pretty cool. My favorite stores to shop are here in town, actually. We have a Marshalls, which is great. Definitely the clearance aisles. They have the red sticker and yellow sticker. I'm sure you've heard about that from Adam's recent videos. They just keep marking prices down, and I'll keep waiting because I know they're going to mark them down. And actually we have this store called Burke's Outlet. It's kind of like a Marshalls. They have a lot of name brand stuff like Guy Harvey, Tommy Hilfiger, Polo Ralph Lauren, and that's where I get a lot of my hats from there for anywhere from 50 cents to $3. I actually work in the telecommunications industry. I work on cell phone towers, and I'm at the bottom uploading and putting software to those towers. And the 5G that you're seeing, I've actually worked on some of those for T-Mobile. And I was looking for something that I could make money at with my job. Sometimes it's a feast or famine job. Some months will work nonstop, and then other months will be laid off, just waiting on more projects. So I wanted something that I could make money at. That's how I got into reselling. And if you might be scared of starting in reselling, ask Adam. I text Adam, probably he can attest to this, probably almost every single day, either a question about something I found that I think he could find at his local Marshalls or something that can make money. But something I like too is Adam's not just doing this just to make money for himself. He's sharing this information so everybody can make money. How I see reselling is actually I can see it as a part-time job. I'm in the phase of where it's a hobby turning into a part-time job where I sold almost $2,500 in sales in less than 3 months, and I've sold about 115 items. My goal for this year is actually to make between $10,000 to $15,000 in sales. I think getting ahead of trends that are happening, like it's starting to get warm out, so running gear is really big right now. Pools and inflatable stuff like that is really big. Being able to buy that at a low cost and being able to flip that and make money on it is something that I want to get ahead on. In order for my business to grow, in order for reselling to get bigger, is I need to create a bigger inventory. I have about almost 200 items, which is really good for starting out, but in order to hit that next phase, I need to create an inventory of 500, 600 items. You watch Adam's videos and he's able to make in sales $2,500, $3,000, $4,500, and that's because his inventory is so big. He's able to sell 10 to 15 items a day, and then on the weekends he can sell anywhere from 25 to 100 items, and that's something that would be awesome, that if every day I was selling 3 to 5 items and on the weekend selling 10 to 20 items, that'd be awesome. So something where I want to make sure that I get quality items too. Reselling isn't just going and just buying stuff that you think is going to make money. You have to research. You have to go on eBay, say like a clothing like this Nike, seeing has this sold recently? How much did it sell for? Is the price I'm buying it at, am I able to make money off it? And my rule of thumb is I'm trying to double my money every time. If I can triple and quadruple, then that's great. That's definitely the goal, is to make as much as you can on a flip, but I want to at least double my money, if not triple it, every time that I'm selling something. And a lot of things, like Adam, I like to sell hats too. So if I'm buying hats for 50 cents, $3, and I'm able to sell them anywhere from $10 to $25 at times, then I've made a huge profit on that. And that's something that Adam preaches, and I really like, is it's do something that you like. Like, I like hats too. I like clothing. If you like sports cars are huge right now. Pokemon cards, anything like that. Antiques, if you want to do it. Get into something that you enjoy, and that's what made me really enjoy this. Is, to me, reselling is like a scavenger hunt that you're making money at. It's so much fun for me to go into a store and try to find at least even one item to come out with that I know I can make money off of. So I'd encourage you that if you're looking for a hobby or something you want to make money on, reselling it's awesome. I wish I would have known about reselling in college. I think it would have been a great little side hustle to do. You just take $50, $100, and then flip that into $100 to $200, and you just keep flipping that and flipping that. You're going to be making thousands of dollars before you know it. It can be a slow process, and that's what I'm seeing now, but I'm also seeing how fast it can take off if you really work hard at it. The thing that I was worried about reselling was shipping. I was worried that I was going to make money on an item, but I was going to mess up on shipping. And shipping's something that I'm still perfecting, I would say. I've definitely had help from Adam with that. Don't let the fear of shipping not make you want to resell. It's very easy to get caught up in not knowing what to do, how much to price an item or how much weight it is for the item. And what I like to do is even using the USPS website, and I can kind of gander how much an item weighs and how much it's going to cost. A rule of thumb is, for me, I like to keep everything under a pound. So everything over a pound, it's going to cost way more. And sometimes you might just have to put it in a medium or large flat rate box for $15 to $20. But for me, for shipping, it's not that worrisome anymore. I have made mistakes, and in this business you are going to make mistakes. You might lose money on your first couple items, but don't let that deter you from starting it. It's so much fun. And I can see myself, if I can create an inventory and get ahead of these trends of these items that are coming out with the different seasons, that this could be a full-time job. Put yourself out there and try something new, and this is something I knew zero about, and I'm still learning something new every day with it, but I enjoy it, and to me it's not work, it's fun, and that's why I love seeing Adam do what he loves, because to him it's not work to spend time listing items or packaging up items. So, and you're making money at it, so who wouldn't like that?
And then lastly, for the hobby phase, tell everyone you know that you're going to start reselling stuff, because it will be crazy how many people come to you with inventory. I have people every single day texting me, hey, I've got all these like old clothes that I want to sell. They're like American Eagle, Abercrombie, all that stuff sells like crazy. You have people that find stuff at stores on clearance and text you and are like, hey, is this good? I'll buy it for you. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll give you $5 extra if you pick that up. It's wild. If people know that you're reselling or starting to resell, they don't want to take the time to list their junk, or they will be looking for stuff for you and find it for you. So that is key. Let people know that you're reselling, and you might just get some easy free inventory for doing nothing. All right, phase 2. Now, this was me in college. This is where you start to build up some decent capital, and you want to turn that hobby into a legit side hustle, making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. This is the stage where you should probably join a cook group, because you can get a lot of quick flips. A lot of people can start on cook groups, but you need to make sure you have some capital. If you really don't have any extra spending money, you don't want to start there, because most of the stuff in the cook groups are pretty expensive right now. It's a lot of PS5s, pools. I just saw a table saw come in. So a lot of it is very expensive stuff, but it's really easy, like $150 to $300 flips per item. So you can really build up capital fast that way. I just put this in phase 2 because you've built up capital, you've seen consistent sales, you've grown your accounts. That way you have some reputable accounts to sell stuff on, and you'd be able to sell that bigger stuff from the cook groups faster. So if you're interested in joining the cook group I'm in, Monitor Mafia, link to that is down below. Lots of good stuff. I get tons of great stuff from that every single month. Definitely worth checking out. So this phase, you should start looking at cross-listing. I cross-list a lot of my stuff. Again, it's hard to explain what sells great on each platform. You kind of will just learn it yourself. So for example, I found these at Walmart, Naruto socks. I don't even know how to say that, but they only sell on eBay for like $17.99. I threw them on Mercari and already sold a pack of them for $25. A lot of places, like, people don't check everywhere for everything. So some places, if you're like the only one with these out there, they'll buy them right away. Especially like Mercari is like a marketplace where people want to buy stuff really fast because they're afraid you're not going to have it, even though I have like 3 more of these. And then Poshmark is probably more for your like designer clothes and higher end stuff because they're going to charge a flat $7.50 shipping on everything. Anyway, not trying to get into too many other things. You also probably want to create an Amazon account in this phase, which I did not do. I've always been all in on eBay, but I recently created an Amazon account. Updates on that in the future. Again, I've been all eBay. I've focused most of my time all on eBay, a little bit on like Marketplace and Mercari and Poshmark, but not much. eBay has been where I made it from, so I really put all my attention there, but I'm definitely going to get into Amazon because you can sell some pools and other stuff on there pretty easily for more than you can on eBay. Like I said, different platforms sell for different amounts of money. And again, you're going to want to keep scaling up, keep flipping that initial investment, keep making it more. Make sure your bank account is going up. Don't just buy stuff to buy stuff. You got to be careful because inventory is key in this game. You need to have inventory to make consistent sales, but bad inventory is not good. It needs to be inventory that's going to sell, and that's something you're going to learn over time. Don't be afraid to take risks, though, because you can always take things back. Most of the places I buy stuff from, you have 90 days to take back. Now, that doesn't mean I need to sell it in 90 days, but I need to see some traction, some watchers, lots of views on it before I pull the plug and take it back. So at this point, you need to keep sourcing for inventory. Like I said, you need to build that inventory up. At this point, you should have a normal routine of the stores that you like to hit, whether you hit it after work, before work. You need to have your places that you hit, and you need to find your bread and butter. For me, the bread and butter is TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington, all those places, hats and clothes and shoes. That's my bread and butter. That's the stuff that keeps me going. What I like to call the bread and butter is your consistent sales. It's what you have in your inventory that you make 10, 15 sales a day once you're going full time. That way you can be consistent and not be reliant on only BOLO offers. BOLO means be on the lookout for. BOLO offers are great, but they're not necessarily easy to find or get. A lot of them on like the Cook Group, you're not going to get every single one of them. So they're just inconsistent, and you need to have your bread and butter to go along with it, or else it's just only going to be a side hustle if you don't have the consistent inventory to make consistent sales. In this phase, you should also start looking at liquidation pallets if you have the space. Maybe get a storage unit. Those are like $35 a month. There's lots of money to be made in liquidation pallets, and they're really not that expensive. I get Amazon shelf pulls, Walmart shelf pulls for about $600 to $1,000, and you can usually make 3 to 5 times your money on those pallets. It's a really good place to get some more bread and butter. That's going to maybe take up to a year to sell, but you're going to sell a lot of it every single day. I sell a lot of pallet stuff and then a lot of my hats and shirts every single day. So it's another bread and butter option. You just need some space and you need some capital, but not too much. It's pretty inexpensive for the good stuff that you're going to get. So most major cities have pallet places. I live in Columbus. We happen to have quite a few of them. So just a simple Google search and you'll be able to find your local pallet places. Another option is online auctions. So here in Columbus, we also have a couple of those. We have Cap City online auctions, which I'm actually starting my own depot of that. More coming on that soon. We've got Columbus online auctions and another place called BidFTA. So again, simple Google search, we'll be able to find places like that. You can get stuff at fractions of the price. Lots of resale inventory on there. Not a bad place to start either because you can get stuff at pretty good prices. And you can get a lot of furniture and stuff on there and flip it for cash on Facebook Marketplace. You should also start to build up some consistency in your listing. eBay's algorithm really likes to see that you're active on your account every single day. So try to list 2 to 5 things a day if possible, if you have that. If you don't, try to just list 1 thing a day just to show that you're active. It will definitely pay off in the algorithm. They will start to boost your listings towards the top, especially once you become a top-rated seller. And then lastly, for phase 2, you might want to consider buying out of season inventory. So you saw a video of mine probably 2 months ago where I bought all these backpacks from my local Meijer for like $1, $1.50 a piece. I'm holding on to those till June, July when back to school season starts, and I'm going to flip them for probably 20, 25 bucks a piece. I also got a bunch of pool inflatables from CVS's clearance event right before winter, and I'm holding on to all those. I got most of those for like 50 cents to $1, and they're just starting to sell now for anywhere from $20 to $30 depending on the item. So this is phase 2 because again, it's going to take some capital and you got to sit on it for a while. Now, a lot of this stuff is really cheap, so it doesn't take a ton of capital, but you're not going to see a great return on your investment until several months later once it's all back in season. And then you're going to make very good margins because you bought it at the extreme low and move it at the high. So now we're going to get into our second interview of someone in the side hustle phase. You've seen him in my videos before. It's Hayden. He's been doing this with me since like high school, but then kind of took college off selling online. And then after, he also graduated from Ohio State. He's got a real job, but he's doing really well on the side here with this side hustle. And I'd say he's on track to being a full-time reseller not too far in the future. This is his second year fully out of college in the flipping game, and he's projecting to do $50,000 in sales this year, probably around $25,000 to $30,000 profit. That's a really good side hustle on top of a salary. So let's interview him and see what he has to say on how he grew his business in just 2 years.
So how did I get started in the reselling game? I was 14 years old in 8th grade, and I just discovered what Alibaba and AliExpress were. Now this is before they were super popular. And this is before Amazon kind of took over the space. But I would buy products from these websites and simply just sell them for more on eBay. And it kind of turned into a game for me. And I realized how easy it was to make money online. And I kind of just caught the fever from there. So where's my favorite place to source? If you would have asked me this 6 months ago, I would have said TJ Maxx or Marshalls. But I've completely changed my strategy. I'm focused solely online. Part of this is because I do work full time, so I'm not able to run around to stores all the time. But I think there's a lot of money to be made online. And I've got to give a shout out to Monitor Mafia, the Discord group that I'm in. There's a lot of opportunities to make tons of money on there. So that's kind of been my focus. And just kind of thinking outside the box and doing your research, and you're going to find something that works. I actually think I'm in a really good spot right now. Like I said, I do work full time and I'm on track to do over $50,000 reselling. So I think I found a pretty good balance. With that being said, if opportunities continue to present themselves, it's not going to stop me from scaling up. I'm always going to be looking for more opportunities to make more money. But, I don't have a specific goal just because I think I have a good balance right now. I would say my main focus would be trying to find items with maybe bigger margins. So, work less and make more money. For instance, a pool, I can make $400 on one pool, but maybe if I'm selling shirts, then it's going to take me 40 packages to make that same $400. So maybe trying to focus more on making bigger margins. Absolutely, yeah. That's one of those barriers that you just kind of got to get over. It's super easy once you understand it, and I can see why it's intimidating, but it really is like a 3-step process and anybody can do it. So definitely not something that should intimidate you out of reselling. And yes, it's a little scary at first, but it's the easiest thing about the whole process. Realistically, absolutely yes. Right now I'm in a good spot where I really enjoy my job and I work from home, so it kind of allows me to do some reselling throughout the week. I have that flexibility, so that's awesome. So full-time reseller isn't something that I'm currently striving for, but if anything were to ever happen to that job, I think it's something that I could definitely do and would enjoy.
All right, so now we're going to transition into phase 3, which is what I'm currently in, full-time reseller. So if you're consistently doing over $100 profit a day, this is ballsy, but it's time to quit your day job and go at it full-time reselling. If you're doing $100 profit a day and you're still working a 9-to-5 job, imagine what you could be doing if you focus all that time reselling. Take that 9-to-5 and go out sourcing for inventory, listing new inventory, searching for new opportunities to make more money. I'm constantly finding more ways to make money. If you focus all that time, you should easily be able to figure out how to make $274 a day. Just think at $100 a day, that's $36,000 a year profit. That's more than the average American, as we learned earlier, as they're only doing $31,000 in the median income. At this point, you should start listing 10 to 15 items a day. Personally, I'm not great at this. One day I'll list 30, next day I'll list 3, next day I'll list nothing, then I'll list 15. It really all depends, but usually when I get new stuff in, I'll list it all like right away, where I should probably space it out because eBay, like I said, likes the algorithm of listing stuff every single day. I'm trying to do better at that. At this point, it's time to start going hard. But don't go crazy. Don't start buying stuff just to buy stuff, just to sell stuff. Stick with your bread and butter and ramp that up. Go harder with your bread and butter. Also start to take more risks with it. Look into sourcing from new places like wholesale from Alibaba, or buying pallets from B-Stock or other online pallet options that you can buy. Now you got to start dealing with freight shipping and everything in that, but you've built up enough capital to get to this point, so now you can start paying for that, and you can get even better pallets from the ones online than you can at local places. Like I said, keep exploring new places to make money. Don't necessarily get comfortable where you're at. For me, that was cards and box breaks. And the auction house I'm about to open up and drop shipping, I've learned about all that. I've bought from all these auction houses and I've gotten an opportunity where I can open my own auction house on Cap City Online Auctions in Columbus, which is the biggest online auction here in the city. So you just got to keep evolving with the game, but at the same time sticking with your bread and butter. Like I said, I started getting into cards, box breaks. You can make a lot of money doing box breaks. Finding cards is not easy, but I've been able to find some, and I buy some on eBay and then do box breaks with them. So you just got to keep evolving, keep up with the game. Again, in full-time reseller phase, being in a cook group is essential because on top of your bread and butter, getting those huge items to flip. Last night, right before I fell asleep, they put a pool up that was $600, and I used to probably sweat over spending $600. I clicked on that thing as fast as I could, bought it, looked it up, $1,300 on Amazon. You know why I didn't look it up before? Because this cook group doesn't usually lead me wrong and things like that, and it was on Walmart. I could just cancel the order if it didn't go through, and it sold out within a minute after I got mine. So I'm stocking up on pools. That's another way I'm evolving. And I'm going to do a lot of marketplace deals, but I'm also going to sell them on Amazon and eBay. Also at this point, it's time that you have an LLC. It'll help yourself tax-wise. And you also should have a reseller certificate, or also called vendor's license in some states. Technically, you need this the whole time, but they don't ever really enforce it. It's just, you should have it at this point. You can start getting stuff on pallets and other places tax-free if you're buying it to resell. So very important that you have that in this stage. So you want to keep scaling up until you've gotten to a place that you're comfortable at, and then you want to try to maintain that. I'm almost to that phase right now, to be honest. If I can make 6 figures profit every single year, I would be very pleased to do that. If I ramp it up much more, I'm going to need to hire someone. Then you get into a whole nother thing. So I'm fine just doing it by myself for now. If I can just do 6 figures profit every year, which it's not going to be easy to maintain, but I think I can do it. And just because you're maintaining doesn't mean doing the same things over and over again. Like I said, you need to constantly be changing, constantly be evolving with the times. Cards got hot, you get with cards. Pools are getting hot, you get with pools. You ride the waves of all the hot stuff, but you keep going with your bread and butter. I can't say that enough. Find your bread and butter. I'm not saying you should have hats or clothes as your bread and butter. Find something that interests you, that you know you can look at and say, hey, that's worth more than the price tag. Then you look it up. It'll save yourself so much time if your bread and butter is in an area of stuff that you know, and you can find the stores that sell that and just hit that area and you can get in and out very quick. And like I've said, the key to this game is inventory. I've shown you in my past videos my inventory. The key is inventory in this game. I know you don't want to have this much stuff, and I'm not saying to go out and get this much stuff right now. But if you're wanting to be a full-time reseller, it's a part of the game. You're going to have inventory. I didn't even show over here. That's from the lids palette I just bought. Everything's all sorted out. I also got some more of it over here. If you don't like messes or anything, this probably isn't the game for you. I'm almost to the point of needing to buy a warehouse. That's probably on my horizon here soon, as the basement is almost completely full. But in order to have success and consistency in this game, you need inventory. And it's got to be good inventory. We'd all love to just do quick flips. But again, those just don't come around enough to have longevity and consistency in this game. And you need good inventory. Like I've said, stick to that bread and butter. I can't say it enough times. Find your bread and butter. Stick to it. You'll learn as you go in this game. Don't be afraid to take risks. You can always return stuff. It's not an easy process whatsoever, but it's so much fun. You've heard from the people I've interviewed, they have such a blast doing this. It's so much more fun than their normal jobs. You can do it. The harder you work, the more money you make. Stop making other people money. Make it for yourself. Everything you're putting into it is for yourself. You get to see all the returns. That's the best part about this game. That's about all I've got. If you've got any questions or anything, let me know down below. Another place for cheap inventory to start out, I've got some reseller boxes. I'm trying to clear out inventory. As you see, my basement is a little full right now. I've had nothing but rave reviews on those. You can check those out down below in the links. They're like $40 and you get 20 items over $220 retail. You won't be disappointed. But anyway, if you have any questions, I am here to answer any questions and help you along the way. You can check me out on Instagram at millennial_profit. You can ask me there, or you can ask me down in the comments. But that'll pretty much do it. I appreciate everyone for watching and everyone subscribing. Don't be afraid to take the risk. Start reselling today. Slowly scale up. It's not going to be an easy process, but you can do it. So thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.